Mediators of inflammation can be discussed under four broad heads: the chemokines, the plasma enzyme mediators, the lipid inflammatory mediators, and the cytokine inflammatory mediators. So, our first broad head, the chemokines. What are chemokines? To define, chemokines are any of the several secreted low molecular weight polypeptides that mediate chemotaxis for different leukocytes and regulate the expression and adhesiveness or both expression and adhesiveness of leukocyte integrins. And what are integrins? They are a group of heterodimeric cell adhesion molecules present on various leukocytes that bind to immunoglobulin superfamily cell adhesion molecules on the endothelium. Chemokines are produced by a variety of lymphoid and non-lymphoid tissues. Their production mainly depends on initiation and progress of inflammation. They cause leukocytes to move into various tissue sites by inducing the adherence of the cells to the vascular endothelium. Chemokines have 4 conserved cysteine residues. Now, depending upon the position of 2 out of these 4 residues, chemokines can be divided into 2 subgroups: the CC subgroup and the CXC subgroup. The CC subgroup, where conserved cysteines are contiguous, and the CXC subgroup, where conserved cysteines are separated by some other amino acids. Now, chemokine plus serpentine receptors leads to activation of large GTP binding proteins. These are heterotrimeric G proteins, and this G proteins, when attaches with the G protein coupled receptors, leads to initiation of various signal transduction pathways by subsequent generation of potent second messengers. Now, what is the result? Look at the result on the leukocytes. The leukocytes gets activated, and abrupt and extensive changes in shape of the leukocytes takes place. Promotion of greater adhesiveness to the endothelial walls of the leukocytes results. Other than the leukocyte activation or changes, there is generation of microbial oxygen radicals in phagocytes. Also, release of granular contents, and the histamines from basophils are produced, proteases in the neutrophil and macrophages are produced, and the cytotoxic proteins from eosinophils are produced. Therefore, interaction between chemokine and their receptors should be of high affinity and specificity, be it the neutrophils, the eosinophils, or the naive T cells. All have specific chemokine receptors. It can be concluded, therefore, difference in expression of chemokine receptors by leukocytes coupled with the production of distinctive profiles of chemokines by destination tissues and sites provide rich opportunities for the differential regulation of activities of different leukocyte populations. Even the T helper cell 1, the Th1 and the Th2 lymphocytes have different chemokine receptors. Talking to you about the plasma enzyme system, it contains 4 interconnected mediators producing system, the interconnected mediator producing systems. We can see the 4 systems here. Now, these 4 systems, the kinase systems are the kinase system, the clotting system, the fibrinolytic system, and the complement system. The kinase system, the clotting system, and the fibrinolytic system share a common intermediate. Following tissue damage, all the systems become active and leads to generation of a number of mediators. Activated Hagman factor or Hageman factor, as you pronounce it, is activated following tissue injury. It activates P-kallikrein to form kallikrein, which cleaves kininogen to produce bradykinin. Now, bradykinin is a potent vasoactive basic peptide that increases vascular permeability, causes vasodilation, induces pain, and smooth muscle contraction. So in this picture, we can see that these four systems, the kinin system, the clotting system, the fibrinolytic system, and the complement system. What common intermediate do these three systems have? That is the Hageman factor or the Hegman factor. Now this leads to this is the kinin system portion or of the tree, and this one is the clotting cascade, and this one is the next one, that is the fibrinolytic system. Here kallikrein is being produced from prekallikrein, and as a result bradykinin is produced. Also kallikrein has the potential to directly induce the complement system, and activation of the complement system leads to what will come afterwards. Now it also cleaves C5, that is a part of the complement system, into two other components, the C5a and C5b. And in the clotting cascade, there is activation of the clotting cascade. This yields thrombin, which acts on the soluble fibrinogen in the tissue fluid and plasma. As a result, fibrin strands are forms clot, and if there is a clot, then it will serve as a barrier for the spread of infection. In the fibrinolytic system activation, plasmin is produced, and this plasmin directly acts on the complement system. So here there is one formation of Hegman factor, but for the complement system you need the product of these three systems, that is here plasmin and here kallikrein, for the activation of the complement system. Now when there is activation of the complement system or the cleavage of C5 into C5a and C5b, this complement component is the anaphylatoxin. It induces mast cell degranulation, and as a result there is a release of number of inflammatory mediators, the smooth muscle contraction take place, and increased vascular permeability is induced. Now, if we want to have a closer look at the result of the activation of the complement system, we'll find that there's a formation of a number of split products. Here we have already seen about 3 split products. Now, therefore, inflammation is mediated, and now the split products C3a plus C5a plus C5b67 act together to induce monocytes and neutrophils to adhere to vascular endothelial cells. It results in extravasation through capillaries. Finally, the products migrate to the site of complement activation. As a result, influx of fluid takes place that carries antibody and phagocytic cells to the site of injury.